where Stephen Turner has led for Melbourne on toward the flank position. Up he goes, but can't take the mark. Tapped the ball out. Burns in trouble. His hand pass finds Elphinstone. He gets it back in toward the half-forward flank for St Kilda, but a floating attempt not paid. Been picked up by John Peter Budge. He gets it out toward the little fella in Gotch, who didn't hold the mark. Well, did he? The umpire said he did. So little Brad Gotch will take the shot for goal for St Kilda and try to get back in front of Melbourne. He's not very tall, Pete, is he?
Tiny little fella, isn't he?
Yeah, little Brad
Tremendous
Gotch.
skills.
Well, he's kicked one goal, I think. Yes, he has. Let's see if he can kick his second and get St Kilda back in front. Hasn't been much in this game all day. Brad Gotch, 35, 40 metres out from goal. It's a goal. St Kilda back in front on Sevens big lead, just 2.25 minutes into the third term.
Well, once again, Jack and I are seeing a seesawing game, a very, very even contest. It looked before the day started that this would be a very, very close contest, and it's proving to be. At the moment, we're not sure who's going to win this game. Once again, as Jack said, 1 point the difference in favour of the Saints.
At quarter time, Melbourne led by 1 solitary point. And after a very even second term in which Melbourne kicked 6 goals for to St Kilda 6 goals, Melbourne led by 5 points at the change, but now you see the difference. 1 point in favour of the Saints. Jones got the tap down. Ball not going anywhere as yet. Hurried out by Wilson out of the pack. Chance for Narkle. Narkle and Bailey of Melbourne. They can't gain possession. Nearly a free kick to Bailey. It's on the turf now. Fidge hand passes. Here's a chance for Melbourne. It's into Johnson. Johnson takes a shot at goal on the left foot. I think it's good. Yes, Melbourne back in front in the third term on 7's big lead.
Beautiful hand pass there by Brian Wilson. Tremendous play as he gave it. And there's Johnson congratulating Wilson for that hand pass, and so he should. He got a beautiful balk, Wilson, and a long hand pass, a 15-metre hand pass, set up an easy goal for Johnson on the left foot. Johnson kicked a magnificent goal in the second quarter here at the MCG to really lift the Melbourne side.
3 3/4 minutes gone. The third term, the vital term of football. The lead has changed twice so far. Now a chance for Wilson, who had a good first quarter. Just an average second term, but playing well in the third term for Melbourne. Gets it down. Taken by McConville, who's played well for St Kilda. Up to Burns. And yes, he's taken the mark right in the centre of the MCG. Had a good game too. Looking for a teammate now downfield. He finds Barker. Barker had a chance to look for one down in the forward pocket. The lead's good, and Grant takes the mark. No, it's not. It's Little Gotch. Little Gotch comes streaming out. Grant did lead on that occasion, looking for the kick from Gotch, but now he puts it up into the goal square and thump through for one behind. Defensive football.
Oh, was it ever. Danny Hughes was 15 metres out from goal, and he thumped it back over his own head for a point, and he wasn't taking any chances. Young David Grant has kicked 5, not on Hughes. He kicked, I think, the first 4 on Regalo before they shifted him. He's kicked 1 on Danny Hughes. There's the kick out. It's marked by Peter Moore. The scoreboard shows 73 playing 69. 4 points in favour of Melbourne as the ball comes out towards centre wing. Steve Turner, number 41, against Danny Frawley for St Kilda, number 24. And Frawley takes it over the line and out of bounds.
5 minutes now gone, the third term. 7's big league from the Melbourne cricket ground. Much different temperature today as last week. It's only 17 degrees today. Well, last week it was 36. The kick there comes to Turner. Turner tries to get it back out. Hurried kick up to the half-forward zone for St Kilda. Oh, for Melbourne. Could have been a free kick to Elphinstone, if not the mark, yes.
Yes, good umpiring.
Umpires today, Ian Robinson and... we can't think of the other one now. Rowan Soares, so you can't get much more experience than that. Up off the wing position, thumped away, looked like Regolo got the tap out. Picked up very well by Richards. He's well tackled. That's a good tackle, and it's been rewarded with a free kick.
Yes, great tackle by Phil Cronin. There he is on screen now, Phil, ex-West Australian. A good play to get off onto the left foot and kick it long up towards the half-forward line. Oh, gee, they stood and waited. Beautifully hit over by Pascini to Rene King. Kicked into the open goal, and a lovely goal to Rene King from 30 metres out. And the Saints hit back, so St Kilda lead Melbourne now 12-3, 75 to Melbourne 11-7, 73.
Well, very even game again. It's about the third time the lead has changed in this term so far. We've only been playing just over 6 1/4 minutes. 73 playing 75, St Kilda leading. They do have the advantage of a breeze. We do say that often at the Melbourne cricket round when it doesn't eventuate. But that was a good goal kick by Renee King. Now back at the centre once again, umpire Ian Robinson. Big Jones and Moore do battle. Bounce favours Moore. Didn't get the tap though, it's been tapped out. Could have been a free kick Melbourne's way. Nearly a throw by Burns, taken and kicked by Cronin. Up to the full forward zone. Oh, good mark to Grant. That was a good mark. Got himself in great position. He outmanoeuvred Danny Hughes there. He's not as big as Hughes. He's only 6'2", this lad. We looked up his stats at half-time.
Well, he's taken some terrific marks today.
This is his 6th mark. He's kicked from 5 marks. He's kicked 5 goals. Can he keep it average going, Peter? Pretty hard to keep it going. Did I Jonah him?
Oh, boy.
I did. What a shame. A good effort. 5 goals won from 6 marks, 6 shots at goal. So he's the stand-in full forward, of course, at St Kilda today. He's doing a great job. But St Kilda now 76, 3 points in front of Melbourne 73.
Well, they are the specialist full-back kicking out has gone, Jack. Alan Johnson bringing it in. We heard about the Essendon guys the other week, the Rovers kicking. Here's Manning, who's been very impressive today. Hooks it back, looking up there for Grant again. Can't take this one. Little Bradley Gotch's in there. They dive on top of the ball. Trevor Barker there, the captain of St Kilda, number 1 on the bottom of the pack. And in will come umpire Ian Robinson, doing an excellent job once again. Over 300 league games, and well, he's been a great umpire, Jack.
Yes, he's still a great umpire too. He puts the ball down with the ruckman form up. Moore got the tap down, taken by, is that Bashidi? It was. He couldn't quite make contact. Picked up now. Grant gives a hand pass to Manning. Manning went for a hand pass. Picked up by Narkle, who lost it on the way through the pack, and the umpire, I think, will have to bounce again. It's only 15 to 20 metres out from St Kilda's goal, where all this action's taking place on Sevens Big League, with St Kilda leading 3 points over Melbourne. Time clock, 8.5 minutes into the 3rd term. Anybody's game of football. Here's a chance for Wilson coming out. He meets the ball well, takes it, looks for a hand pass. Knocked off by Burns. Burns goes through, keeps the ball in front of him. He still has it in front of him. He tries to tap it out to Cunningham. It's forced out to Big Warren Jones. He loses it, taken by Barker. His hand pass intercepted by Moore. But the umpire said Barker threw it, so a free kick going Melbourne's way.
Yes, some good tackling there, and good umpiring again by umpire Ian Robinson. That was a definite throw. Trevor Barker just a bit slow to get rid of it, as we see Rodney Wright. Good to see him back in the senior side too. He's spent a number of, a couple of seasons playing a lot of reserves football. There's a very lucky one. I thought that one. He slipped over, and Joffa Cunningham holding his nose, but the fact he slipped, he's very lucky to get that free kick. As we see, he's got it anyway. A short pass, a bad one. Marked by Johnson. Johnson on the left foot to half forward. That's taken away by Frawley. A good mark. Plays away out wide. He's looking out there for Trevor Barker. Over the back was Barker.
Does he go?
Goes in after it, but here's a chance. Bill Cronin onto the left foot. He steps at the goals, and what's he done with it? He slams it through for a goal to the Saints. Beautiful goal to St Kilda. They move on to 13-4, 82 to Melbourne 11-7, 73.
And 19 minutes in, the Demons by 4 points.
Joffa Cunningham from behind flies, and he takes a mark against Rodney Wright. Over to Bradley Gotch. Gotch has the running player in Odgers. He gives it across there towards his teammate Cronin. Cronin, a long kick, but who's there? It's only Melbourne, and it's Gary Lyon ducking back to take a very, very nice mark. And Danny Hughes coming in to remonstrate a little bit, but Lyon's unperturbed. He wants to get on with the game. Over to Burke. Burke, I thought, was going to give the hand pass, but sensibly he goes back to take his time, going for a high ball up towards the half-back flank area. Cox has it thumped away by Big Wow Jones. Still in play as Bailey goes in after it, keeps it in play. Beautiful play, Brett Bailey. Gets thumped as he kicked it. Was it a mark? Yes, said the umpire to Jeff Cunningham on centre wing.
Melbourne, St Kilda, I should have said, need a couple of goals now. The kick by Cunningham's into the open territory. Nearly a one-handed mark to Moore. He breaks through the pack, just broke the tackle, got a hand pass away, and Wilson kicks up to where Jones and Cunningham fly in opposition. Shot out, the hand pass was quick, came out there and taken by Elphinstone, given to Cunningham. The hand pass came out originally from McConville, but Danny Hughes standing ground. Looks for a teammate leading away to the outer side. He can see one, and Stephen Stretch going for the ball just inside the boundary line, but now we see it out and a boundary throw-in taking place on St Kilda's half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. St Kilda trailing by 4 points to Melbourne, and the time clock getting toward the 21-minute mark of the third term. There's a charge. Oh, beautifully stolen by Barker. He's going to have a shot at goal. He got it. That was a great piece of football from Trevor Barker. Well done, Skip.
Well, yes, I agree with you, Jack. That was a team-lifting goal as St Kilda hit the front. He stole that one literally, as Jack said, and a beautiful banana kick, or check side kick, as Sandy Roberts would say. That's the South Australian term, as he put it through. And if anything will lift the Saints, that certainly will, because it's put them 2 points in front. Tremendous play by the St Kilda captain. There he is on screen. St
Kilda lead by 2 points on Sevens Big League, 21.5 minutes into the third term at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And they get another one, or will Melbourne go forward? Here's a chance, we'll soon find out. No one's getting it yet. Rodney Wright's hand pass comes to Fidge, comes to Wilson. Wilson in the shadows of the members' stand. Let's go, a hand pass to Cox. Cox gets a kick, and gets also the raspberry from the crowd, and Batterson takes a good mark. Batterson looking for a short pass out. He's got a teammate all by himself. There it is now, but he's not behind his mark, the umpire said, and he has to go back and take the kick again. So while that's happening, those players will be covered. I think that was Stretch he gave the ball to. He's thought of it once again, but now he's going back to take a long shot in toward goal. There aren't many short passes about now. They're all covered up. Batterson's kick will go up toward the goals. It's a torpedo punt working right to the goal square.
And there's a very good mark taken there by McConville, who certainly has not let St Kilda down today. He's been an excellent player for the Saints as he brings it away with he's going to hand pass, then elects to kick it out wide. Wilson uses the body against Burns. That's been a good contest. Wilson wins out, goes for the hand pass further around towards the forward pocket area, and it goes over the line. Scoreboard shows at the moment St Kilda 2 points in front, 14-5, 89 to Melbourne 13-9, 87. We've been playing 23 minutes into this third quarter.
Turner got the tap down to Wilson. Wilson going goalward for Melbourne. He's getting it up toward the goal square, and the mark has been taken by Peter Moore. Could even have got a 15-metre penalty there, because he got thumped in the back after he'd taken the mark. And listen to the Melbourne fans. The angle on which he's been placed now has been really tightened up. He's gone for a short pass, gone backwards, downfield really. He's gone about 10 metres downfield, having a few words to say to the umpire. So hasn't really put Newport in a much better position, Peter, than where he was.
That was a tough angle he was put on. I don't reckon he was on that angle, Jack.
Well, Newport's further out from goal and hasn't improved the angle much, but my word, what a kick for goal. Stephen Newport, beautiful goal. Good thinking, Peter Moore. Good goal, Peter. Stephen Newport, and now it's Melbourne leading St Kilda.
Yes, 4 points the difference, and it's a seesaw game. 14-9 Melbourne, 14-5 St Kilda. Steve Newport, number 34, you see on screen, has kicked 2 goals. And as Jack said, it was very intelligent play by Peter Moore and very unselfish players. It's back to the centre of the ground. 24 minutes have gone in this third quarter here at the MCG. It's absolutely anyone's game. I've got no idea which way it's going to go, as we see. Well, that's big Steve Turner doing the ruck work. It's knocked out of his hands, grabbed by Johnson, up towards half forward where Russell Richards was grabbed by the arm. Now it's little Batterston. He's been a good player. He breaks away, kicks it out wide, looking for more. Oh, 2 St Kilda players collided. It's grabbed by Cox, and he has landed through for a goal. And Danny Frawley is down behind the play. Bad talking by the Saints, still hurt. There they are, both players. I think it was Alphinston was one, and Danny Frawley was badly hurt. Melbourne 15-9, leads St Kilda 14-5.
Yes, that was poor teamwork there. Although Elphinstone was caught, it was the rose between 2 thorns. He had to go for the ball. He knew that the others were coming out, but he had to try and get himself in position to take the mark. And he was hit as he was unbalanced, and Frawley and Elphinstone have come off second best. The ball back in the centre now. 10 points between the teams, with Melbourne leading. Burns thumps it forward for St Kilda, and they get it out of the square. No one can get it out yet. That was Line going down. Looks like Bailey with the ball, who hooks it back up high on the members' wing position. Oh, good mark on that occasion. It's a good mark taken indeed. So St Kilda player standing ground was Peter Brown.
15.
Peter Brown getting 15 metres. He hasn't taken full advantage of it. He's kicked a very hurried kick up toward the half-forward zone. Keep on the left foot, goes goalward, but he can't control the kick. Just offline, a good attempt, but not quite good enough. So St Kilda now move on to 90 points, which is 9 points in arrears of Melbourne's total of 99. We're 26 minutes now into the third term.
Steve Newport, this is on screen in the back pocket, receiving that pass. Cox, kicked out his opponent there in Wow Jones. It's thumped further afield. Wilson and Burns. Oh, Burns goes down as Cox slung him around the neck. Burns a pretty tough character, though, as he got straight up to get on with the game. An object lesson to young players, Burns. He cops him hard. He gets straight up and gets on with the game, as he is on centre wing at the moment, looking for someone to lead, but now he's going for the high one down towards the pocket. Grant sets himself. Hughes punches as good as a kick there. Campbell couldn't get to it. Now it's Jeff Cunningham. He's got it. Nice hand pass to Elphinston. He brings it towards full forward. Grant and Hughes. Hughes doing well now at full back to Kink. Kink swings onto the left foot. Breaks away. Gives it to Cronin. Cronin stabs at the goals. Phil Cronin. He's missed. 1 point. Oh, gee, they could have done with that one. The Saints as they move on to 14-7. Trailing Melbourne 15-9.
Well, 14-7 means that for the third term they've kicked 4 goals, 5, Peter. And Melbourne, on the other hand, have kicked 5 goals, 2. So the difference in the kicking for goal in this quarter has been marked. St Kilda have frittered away a few chances from the full back position. Hughes kicks to the outer side. Players, oops, there could have been a free kick to the umpire there for St Kilda, but the umpire said no. So, from half-back, it's kicked high to the wing position. That was Stretch putting it up high. Whitty, who started the game so well, driving in toward Barker, who's out in front, can't hold the mark, though. Line of Melbourne breaking away on the left foot, kicking to the outer side again. Burns tries to get into the act, but can't take the mark. It's on the turf. Whitty again gets in there, gets a hand pass out to Narkle. Narkle goes for a short pass, and he found a teammate. And was it paid? Bradley Gott's not paid. Play-on's the call. Johnson just about threw that one away. Very quickly got rid of it. It looked like it was out of bounds, but the umpire didn't pay it. And now the umpire said a free kick going Melbourne's way.
Yes, it's on half-back flank for Melbourne. This is Steve Newport, or is it Nigel Cole? It's Newport. In fact, they look very alike. It's Steve Newport as he brings it towards centre wing. 2 against 1, and I think the one is one out there. That's Gamble, the ex-Frankston VFL player. Took a bit of a swing after he took that mark, and that's dangerous play because...
It took a bit of a gamble.
Well, he certainly did, Jack, as we see. The umpire couldn't... Sometimes they take them off you for doing that. Over the back. Here's Gary Lyon. Gee, reminds me of Robbie Flower, the way he lopes around the ground. He's got the loose man here. This is danger for St Kilda because Melbourne have got loose men everywhere. Rodney Wright. Will he go the little chip pass? He does to Batterston. And Adrian Batterston has marked only about 35 to 40 metres out from goal. I thought he was going to give it back to Wright there, but
St Kilda looked a little bit rattled in that passage of football there. They just couldn't get up to the Melbourne players. Lyon coming away from the half-back line, carrying the ball very well, loping along with a long stride, and then eventually got it over to Wright, who found Batterston, but can Batterston finish it off? Melbourne 8 points in front of St Kilda. The time clock has just gone past the 29-minute mark of the third term, and Batterston puts another one in. So Melbourne in the third term go away after Batterston kicks 4 goals. Melbourne 16-9, 105. St Kilda 14-7, 91. You're on 7's big lead.
Points at the final change as we go to some highlights of the last quarter.
Deliberate. That is deliberate. Yes. Bad play, Peter McConville. He deliberately went for the boundary line. I called it straight away, and umpire Saws was right onto that one, and the free kick will go to Russell Richards.
Well, it's going to take a good shot to kick it from there, but if he wants to run around, he can. There he goes now. He opens up the angle. He's kicked it. That's a good goal. Kicked by Russell Richards after a bad mistake by Peter McConville. Well, he has now kicked 2, 18-9 to 14-9. Cole's hand pass. Not a good one. Kink comes on the scene. Now, he should be strong enough to get them out of the way. Yes, he is. Kink's got a chance here. If they could get Bailey off Kink's back, there'd be a real chance. Hand pass from Kink to Cronin. Cronin into the open goal. He puts it on its way. It's a goal to St Kilda's Cronin. Good team play from Renee Kink and Phil Traynor on that occasion to bring up the goal. Thumped out by Batterston. Here's a chance for Stephen Stretch of Melbourne. He's picking up nicely, swings back into the half-forward zone. A good kick brings it down to the full forward position. It's up high off the hands of the players. Whitty hooks it back, picked up by Grinter, and I think it's there. A good left foot shot by Grinter, a great goal. Yeah, but Bailey playing well for Melbourne, about to clear. He's using a hand pass to keep Melbourne in control of the ball. And Richards, with a long hand pass further afield, gives it down to Newport. Newport into the forward pocket with Big Turner standing his ground. But a nudge in the back on that occasion. Here's a chance for Melbourne.
Yes, there's the flying shot at the goals by Grinter, and he's kicked it. Yes, it's a goal.
Yes, he's played well. We've seen him 2 weeks now. He does quite well. And that just proves he can kick all right too. The umpire said a free kick going Melbourne's way, is it? It's only 20 metres out from their goal. Umpire Ian Robinson.
Holding.
Including 4 goals in the final quarter. And despite the Tigers adding late majors to add respectability, the home side ran out victors by 30 points. For Carlton, the main goal kickers were Kernahan, Kenny and McClure.
He's well collared, he goes down, but he taps the ball.